You're a hypocrite. Have you ever heard that in a conversation, discussion, or argument where for whatever reason someone's debating something, or you have different points of view, and one person with the different point of view, maybe what they say is not in line with their actions? A good example would be somebody says smoking's bad for you, but then they go smoke. Well, that's a good example of a hypocrite. The problem is when someone makes that claim in a discussion or an argument, they're basically calling someone a hypocrite, and they're trying to discount what they're saying. The problem with it is, just because they're a hypocrite doesn't mean that what they're saying isn't true. The person can be the biggest hypocrite. He can smoke a carton of cigarettes a day, and the fact of the matter is, if he says that smoking's bad for you, it still is bad for you. It has no bearing on whether or not what he says is true or not. So if you're ever in a conversation and you see somebody who makes a claim that somebody's a hypocrite, you should raise a little red flag in your head, and you should stop at that point in time and say, okay, what does him being a hypocrite or her being a hypocrite have to do with the statements that they're making, whether they're true or not? And that's really the really good question. Is what they're saying true or not whether or not they're a hypocrite or not. And yes, it is a problem if somebody's a hypocrite, because then it's like, well, do you really believe what you're saying? But there might be other things there. And it's an important thing, I think, in learning to navigate conversations is having critical thinking skills, whether it be for work or your career, or be for your home and your family life, or your personal life with your friends. You want to be able to have good conversations, have good discussions, and have good critical thinking skills, so that the arguments don't turn into, people being mad at each other or anything like that. Because think about it, if you call somebody a hypocrite, what do they have to do? They have to defend themselves. And that's what most people are going to do in a conversation. And you basically have destroyed the conversation from that point on. Then it becomes a character assassination back and forth, and you're never really getting to the point of whatever it was you were discussing or talking about. So, just some words of wisdom. Critical thinking's good.